Starving Innocence, the silent genocide of Gaza's children, inspired by the unflinching witness of Ammar Tabash. In the heart of Gaza, a slow and merciless famine is devouring a generation. This is not the collateral damage of war. It is a calculated and deliberate siege that is starving 2 million people into submission and death. Children, innocent, helpless children, are bearing the heaviest burden. Abdulhamid al-Galban, a life stolen by hunger. Abdulhamid was only 14 years old when malnutrition claimed his life in Khan Yunis. Over a mere 48 hours, more than 20 children like Abdulhamid have perished, their bodies turning to skeletons as hunger gnawed at their organs. These are not statistics. They are children who should be playing, learning, dreaming. Instead, they fade away silently because the world is too weak, too indifferent to save them. Muhammad Abu Aqqar, surviving amidst the ruins. On July 16, 2025, Muhammad Abu Aqqar was finally evacuated to Jordan for treatment after losing his right leg to an Israeli missile strike while playing in the streets of Khan Yunis. Muhammad survived, but thousands of children remain trapped, living on the edge of death, desperate for medical care that never comes. His survival is a rare glimmer of hope in a sea of despair. Khaled Halawa, a boy without sight, drowning in trauma. Khaled lost his right eye to a suspicious object left behind by the Israeli army. The explosion didn't just cost him his vision, it shattered his childhood. Bullied and withdrawn, Khaled spends his days staring at old photos, trying to recognize the boy he once was. Thousands more like him are waiting for surgeries that could restore their sight and their hope. Yazan Abu Faul, a toddler starving to death. Yazan is only 2 years old. His tiny body is collapsing under the weight of severe malnutrition, the direct consequence of the ongoing siege. He faints frequently, cannot concentrate, and his laughter has been stolen by hunger. His is a silent death, ignored by a world too busy to look. Muhammad Muammar, a fighting chance. Thanks to a complex surgery in Jordan, Muhammad's life was spared when doctors removed a fragment lodged in his head that blinded him and caused partial paralysis. Now, doctors hope he may regain his sight and ability to walk after months of therapy. But for every Muhammad, hundreds remain trapped inside Gaza, denied the care that could save them. Akram Dalul, journalist silenced. Akram Dalul, a brave journalist reporting from Gaza City's Al-Zaytown neighborhood, was injured in an airstrike. Journalists like Akram risk their lives to tell the world the truth, yet they are targeted and attacked, their voices silenced in the rubble. Without witnesses like him and Ammar Tabash, the world would know even less about the horrors unfolding. The reality of Gaza, a siege that starves. Men, women, and children stand behind fences, their empty pots raised in desperate hope for a meal that barely exists. This is not an image from history, but a daily, unfolding tragedy. Deliberate starvation as a weapon of war. 2 million people face no food, no water, no medical supplies, no hope. The world watches and waits. Where are the leaders of Europe? The United States? The United Nations? Russia? China? Where's the global conscience? Where's the outrage? This is more than a humanitarian crisis. This is a crime in slow motion. A call to humanity. The stories of Abdulhamid, Muhammad, Khaled, Yazan, Muhammad Muammar, and Akram are not isolated. They're the faces of Gaza's collective agony. We cannot remain silent. We cannot remain passive. Each delay, each silence, each failed intervention is a death sentence for thousands. Save Gaza's children. Save Gaza's humanity. The world's failure is a betrayal of the most vulnerable. Credit and honor to Ammar Tabash for bearing witness with such unflinching honesty. How to help? Demand an immediate end to the siege. Support medical evacuations for critically ill children. Amplify the voices of Gaza's journalists and witnesses. Pressure your leaders to act, not with words, but with urgent, concrete measures. Because every child deserves more than to be a silent statistic. Every child deserves to live.